Hey! Oh, wow. How we doing, everyone? Hopefully all is well. Let me get the mic up a little bit closer. Get everything all squared and away. I just realized, too, I don't have any chill Pokemon music going on. Let's fix that real quick. Thank you guys, as always, so much for stopping by. It looks like the mic is working. Cool. Hopefully you guys are having a great day today. As always, for those of you who don't know, my name is Eli. I am with Pokémon USA. We post content Monday, Wednesday, Friday for you to comment and like on to enter into our weekly giveaways. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays are live stream days where I answer any and all of your guys' questions. So, without further ado, let's jump into it and see what kind of questions or discussions we have and give some shout outs. Michael Vanderpool, Scratchum, Anvil Blackstone, and then what's up, Derek? How we doing, brother? Hopefully all is well with you. Michael Vanderpool says, what, did I win? Tried to get me to sing I won. Oh, I answered the question first. I see what you're saying. What's up, Hash Catchem? How are you doing? Anvil, looking forward to getting my hands on some Lost Origins. Heck yeah, baby. So as far as it goes, especially for those of you that are interested in our supply of Lost Origins, so we've got about a booster boxes left of our break packs, and then we've got about 10 booster boxes left of our just sealed products. So that is what we have remaining for those products. But because Pokemon investing isn't dead. I see what you're saying. Oh, that's funny. What's up, Andrew? How we doing? But thank you guys all, as always, for stopping by. I really appreciate the support and love from the channel. Looks like it's interesting how... Is everyone not showing up? Is something not right here on the restream? Huh, interesting. Pika, what's up? How we doing, brother? Uh-oh, looks like we got something wrong here with the chat. Making sure, yeah, the destination is right. Maybe I need to refresh it. It's not showing up the dual screen. Oh, it's making me log in. That's weird. Hopefully that'll fix it. And it looks like we're about to find out. When are you getting your hands on some more ETBs? You have some solid prices. I appreciate it, brother. As far as it goes with the ETBs, I have absolutely no idea. Obviously, we sold out of them pretty quickly because of the pricing on the ETBs. But if there is a new product wave, I'll obviously keep you guys updated on it. But what was our Lost Origin product price for it that we posted? I posted the ETBs at 34 bucks. Yeah, that is a pretty good price. So I'll keep you guys posted, but I don't know as far as it stands right now. I haven't exactly gotten any word from my distributors, but I probably will at some point in the future. Question, you keep stating ETBs are the way to go. With Pokemon now reprinting ETBs and more, are you worried those may continue the past trend? No, I mean, Pokemon hasn't printed ETBs more. I know everyone kind of thinks that because of the recent ETB reprints we got, but that was because there was an undersupply of reprints because of supply chain. So they've still printed them the same they always have. You know, when it comes to the ETB reprints, you had your initial wave 1 and wave 2 that you would usually get. And whether it be combined or broken up because of supply chain issues, that's kind of how it went. And that's more or less what's been happening recently is the ETBs, the pricing on them at least, has been to a point in which Pokemon Company believes that, hey, you know, we have supply chains back open again. If there's an item that's overpriced on the ETB, we'll do a reprint for it. If not, we don't need to. Whereas before it was like, hey, we don't have the supply because of chain issues, so we're gonna put out what we can put out. Prices obviously skyrocketed, and then eventually they caught up later down the line if we're taking a look at like Shining Fates, Darkness Ablaze, Vivid Voltage, because it wasn't an initial big print for those ones. Vivid Voltage, like I remember when I first got my distributor and I tried getting Vivid Voltage product, I didn't even get access to the ETBs because they were so scarce, because they had so few. You know, same goes with Darkness Ablaze. I could order the booster boxes, but not the ETBs, so it was extremely, extremely difficult for me to be able to get a hold of those because supply issues were just, you know, not there. But now, of course, I have access to the ETBs, and so it's something that is now easily accessible, but that has nothing to do, of course, with the fact that they're just printing more. It has to do with the fact that they're printing it all at once instead of breaking it up, if that makes sense. So, and you know, who knows? There's a possibility that we could see later down the line some more print waves for Evolving Skies, because it is such a high demand product. We won't really know about that until the future, but you know, you take that out of the way, all other ETBs that have gotten a reprint all kind of play into correlation with that. Costco Evolving Skies bundle deal of the year candidate. Oh, big time. Yeah, no, I think that's amazing. I think that's an awesome deal. That's actually a cool idea for a video. I know maybe some people will find it cool, and it's more like a history video than it is a like, oh, look at some of the informative information. But it'd be cool if we said, hey, deal of the year, and it's a full-on recap of all the best deals that we saw, and then explaining to people in the future why you don't want to miss out on those opportunities, to make sure to be aware of them. But hell, let me know when you get more and I'll buy you out again. Sounds good, brother. What's up, Gabriel? How we doing? When sending him bulk in-store credits still an option. I saw that PayPal was the only clickable button. So as far as it goes right now, we can't offer store credit. The only reason why we can't, because I really do want to offer, it's because I'm using Wix as my platform for like my website, and so Wix does not allow you to offer in-store credit, sadly, and so we're looking at upgrading the user interface on the website, and so that's something that we're going to be hopefully introducing sooner than later. I'll keep you guys posted on that, but as it stands, you know, PayPal is sadly the only option at the moment. But yeah. In your latest video, the sentiment I got from you was that Lost Origin is not necessarily a good price, $100-ish. Is that a right interpretation? No, that's correct. I don't like it at $100. I don't. I mean, but to be quite fair, I'm not a big fan of getting any booster box at this moment in time at $100, unless it's like an Evolving Skies or Brilliant Star. Every other booster box I think is not worth it at $100. And I know that might seem controversial to say, because, you know, if we're talking like long-term perspective, $100 is, you know, a drop in the bucket. But in my mind, I look at everything like marginally. So like, for example, let's say hypothetically, right? Let's say that you had invested in one of the older sets. Let's say like, what's a good example of a set that we could kind of take a look at? Let's say that you got into Celestial Storm. Is that a good example? Is it not a good example? We can take a look, because this is gonna lead into one of the points I want to make with this. So let's take a look at Celestial Storm. Taking its time to load, and we can see what the price of the booster boxes are. Okay, so booster box prices, yowza. Let's say they're at $500, right? Obviously, ignore this. $465. We're gonna say they're at $500, right? Just for the sake of the argument, right? So obviously, if you had gotten a Celestial Storm in at $100, you know, you would have made a 5x return over the span of, what, it come out in like 2017, 2016, something like that. So over the span of 4 to 5 years, you made a 5x return. That's pretty solid, right? That's pretty good. If you had gotten in instead, let's say you got in at Celestial Storm at, I don't know, $82, which would be wholesale at the time. you know, which it was pretty easy, honestly, to get a hold of booster boxes during that time for $82. You know, maybe a Celestial Storm's a bad example, but it was one of the first ones I thought of. You know, 500 divided by 82. So instead of a 5x return, you're instead making a 6.1x return. So for me, it's like, I know it's not a lot to begin with, but your capital on what you're able to gain value in is just so much greater. Because if you really think about it back then in the day, right? If you're saying 500, you bought in at $100, you bought 5 booster boxes, versus you're able to get 6 booster boxes. And so for me, it's like, that's why I like to think about it in that context. So Lost Origin is a booster box for me where, yes, I understand it's going in at 108. You know, obviously, if you go to my site, I think it's going for 103, so it's cheaper there. You know, it's not, I'm not going to fault you for getting in at those prices. Like, they're not bad prices by any means. But I can say that for myself, when I look at it from an investment perspective, every kind of dollar counts, especially when trying to determine demand, you know? And I can tell you that if we're taking sets that we're going to make predictions on what's going to have a high demand, I'm just saying that, you know, Lost Origins, it's going to be a decently demanded set. It's probably going to be in that Celestial Storm range of demand, in my opinion, if you compare it to Sword and Shield, Heir to Sun and Moon. And so for me, trying to get in at that price is better because it could get you an extra booster box in the long term, right? So I would say anything below 95 is kind of what I really like for Lost Origin. I know some places are selling them for $90 if you buy a case, I've been told. I haven't really done a ton of research, so don't quote me on it. Of course, Evolving Skies doing what Evolving Skies does best. It's now almost breaking $200. Look on the yearly. Look at where it is on the yearly chart. Yeah, it's breaking a high. I mean, yeah, this is just incredible. Like, this is just incredible. The Pokemon Company has to figure something out with that, you know? Because Evolving Skies, I mean, we'll see it fixed, right? I mean, I have no doubt in my mind they'll figure something out with that. But yeah, you know, I just like buying things at wholesale at this point. And maybe that's just me being a snob because I have access to a wholesale distributor, and so I'm like, oh, well, I wouldn't buy it at this price. But I don't think I am, because there's product that, you know, I'm selling to you guys, and then there's product that I can add to my own collection. And I think that you look at Chilling Reign, for example, Battle Styles, you look at Fusion Strike, there's been plenty of opportunities for the long run. Obviously, these opportunities have kind of dwindled as the prices have gone up, but you had the opportunity to buy them for 70, 75 bucks, 80 bucks a piece, when on my distributor's page it was 86, so you had tons of opportunity. And so I'd much rather take any of those boosts, like literally any. Like, I know people I say, what, you take Battle Styles over Lost Origin? Yes, I do. I do take over Battle Styles over Lost Origin if you're telling me I can get it at 75 versus current market price. Got some AR at $85. Thoughts? Good price. If that's shipped as well, then I would say yes, that's a good price. I mean, Astral Radiance, realistically, I think if you can get it for $86 or cheaper, I think you're looking at a good price for it. You know, it's a fine set. Like, I feel like for myself, and I feel like, honestly, this is a perfect comparison of a set. I think it reminds me the most of Forbidden Light. Like, when you go back and you look at Forbidden Light as a set, you're like, oh, this set isn't the worst. Like, it's got a Greninja, Lucario, some old Gen 4 Pokemon that are in the rainbow form, and some other cards outside of that. Like, you're not like, this isn't a terrible set, but there is an aspect of it where if you're not really a Gen 4 fan, then you can't really resonate with a lot of these rainbow cards. And I think the same thing applies with Astral, right? Like, sure, it's got the Machamp that kind of makes it stand out, but it does have some of those, you know, the Dialga, Palkia cards going back to it that really gives it its value. Obviously, there's other aspects at play when it comes to the value of these cards, because there's competitive viability to it. But, you know, you take that out of the mix when comparing just card to card. It's very similar in that regard. And I know people are going to be like, but this one has, you know, it has alternate arts. But we're not comparing it alternate art to non-alternate art sets. We're comparing it as just of, like, looking at it as a tier of Sun and Moon compared to a tier of Sword and Shield. And so I think that's where I would compare it, which, you know, it's done well as a set long term. Obviously, Forbidden Light, you know, it's gone all the way up to $300. But if you still look at all the other Sun and Moon era booster boxes, $300 is, you know, that's not much. Sun and Moon base, obviously, Guardian Rising, I think and Crimson Invasion are the only 3 sets, if I'm correct, that are less than that. I mean, Guardians I think is like $250, $280, something around that price. Oh, $320, $271. So yeah, it's around $280, and then Sun and Moon base is like in that $200-ish range, which honestly, Sun and Moon's a pretty solid base set for being basic goes. So yeah, I mean, from a dollar perspective, it's definitely one of the cheaper ones for a reason. What's up, Shadow Reflection? Travis, thanks for stopping by. Just out on my bulk, should arrive by Saturday. Heck yeah, brother. Appreciate it. And for those of you that don't already know, we have started to send out payments for bulk. So super exciting. If you have not yet received your payment, you should expect to receive it sometime later this week. And if you were just, of course, sending in your product, usually our turnaround, I think our turnaround time at this point is literally like after we received it, it's about like a week to 2 weeks. So we have a really quick turnaround time at the moment. So if you want your money quick after you send in your bulk, that's the way to do it, man. Just picked up a Chilling Reign booster box for $95, shipped tax-free. This is to open. I think it's got a decent amount of value to be pulled. What are your thoughts? You know, you're saying it's to be open, so that's completely fine. You know, I'm not going to fault you on it. And if we're saying, you know, $95 divided by 36, right? That's about $2.63 a pack. It's not a terrible price to be buying Chilling Reigns packs at. Obviously, you have some semblance of guarantees, but I've always never, like, this might sound extremely controversial. I could give a crap about the guarantees of booster boxes. I actually think they limit you more. People like the booster box guarantees because they feel a semblance of security because there's more than likely a high chance of being at least like a full art or a rainbow rare or better. But I don't know how many times I've opened 36 packs that were like loose and gotten way better pulls because there's nothing that's like kind of restricting and averaging out the, you know, percentages of you pulling something. Because the thing is there's like that guarantee that you're like, yeah, you're more than likely going to get 1, but it's very rare that you're going to get 2 or 3. There's been opportunities where for like our, of course, you know, for our mystery packs, we had Evolving Skies that we opened quite a bit of, and we pulled, what, 3 alternate arts out of like 42, 43 packs, something like that. And, you know, that wasn't from a booster box. That was from loose packs. And so I've just seemed to have better luck with loose packs. And so I feel like there's other product, obviously, that you can find Chilling Reign packs for that will get your prices averaged down. But as far as opening goes, it's not a bad price by any means. You know, it's not a bad price. So, because you are looking at it from an opening perspective. Why would alternate arts not be a factor when people rip packs for alternate arts? No, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're not a factor because they 100% are. I'm saying that when I'm comparing it from Sun and Moon to Sword and Shield, I'm saying you can't compare era to era because you're having to look at it from a scarcity perspective and you're having to look at it from a demand perspective for that era. Because it's unfair to do that because we can go back and we can say, well, WotC era is the worst era of all time. And you're like, how dare you say WotC era is the worst era of all time? You know, it has amazing holos. But then you're like, okay, well, those holo designs suck. And you're like, okay, well, it was 1999. Like, they didn't exactly have technology that they do nowadays in regards to creating the designs. And so that's why I say you have to be careful to compare the two because it's very much apples to oranges in that regard, you know? So because progressively technology has gotten better and improved for what you're able to print. So I like to compare it from within its own set because that's a lot easier to compare because then you're comparing the technology as well as the nostalgia that was during that time, you know, because nostalgia obviously plays a huge factor, and someone who grew up in the Gen 1 era versus someone who grew up in the Gen 5 era, they're going to have different nostalgic feels towards certain eras and sets and are going to say, well, I think this set is better for this reason, and then someone may or may not agree based on the fact, or a general consensus of kids that grew up in the era may or may not agree for various reasons. But that's one of the reasons why I'd say be careful with comparing the two. So because then by that standard, every set sucks except for Sword Shield era. outside of the later Sun and Moons because they don't have alt arts. But obviously that's not true. There's so many other, art designs that were well done and or cool for what they were at the time. Still have my stamped reverse holos from back in the day. Would you hold them or sell now? Well, last time I checked, stamp holos were at an all-time high for value, so I don't know if the prices have gone down on that. I would do your research on it, but I mean, it depends. Are you trying to get cash quick and sell them? Because you can probably get as good of cash as you can now as you ever will, but if you're just wanting to, if you're, I don't know, I guess it's what your intentions are, but if you're a collector and you're like, oh, I could rebuy later, then I guess it's not a bad time to sell either. So, I guess my sentiment is already telling you the answer by leaning more towards it, but that's kind of what I would say. But also, if you're a huge collector, then collect it, man. Lova says, awesome. Heck yeah, baby. Con Adventures, can I get a shout out? Shout out to Con Adventures. What pack is the best to open right now? That's pretty easy. I would say that Astral Radiance, as it stands right now, is by far the best pack to open. Super easy answer. Astral Radiance, the value you can get on Astral is incredible right now. Because when you're talking about Astral, right? Let's go high to low. When you're talking about opportunities to pull things that are going to yield you a pretty decent value. I mean, obviously, alt arts, they're fine. Like, if you get an alt art, good job, you made money. But I think what's actually more important is you're pulling a Palkia V-Star, which you're basically guaranteed a V-Star or V-Max every set. You're making value on that. I think with some of the weaker V-Stars, you're able to still get value out of it. Obviously if you get the Dialga, it's not as great, but you have a little bit of you have a nice diversity of pulls, I would say, that you can get from just the golds, the rainbows, and alt arts to gain value. But what I'm really interested about is a couple of things. First off, Irida, it's a full art card that's worth $30. That's huge because you can get multiple full art cards, so your chances of getting her are relatively high. But the holo rares and competitive play, Irida is a card which is now going for, how much are we looking at with recently near mint sales? $6.29 is the cheapest for a holo card. You obviously have a high chance of getting a holo, let alone pulling her in a set. That's gonna, you get a pack, you make your money's worth ×2 if you're buying at wholesale prices. And then if we're just talking about general uncommon commons, going to the uncommon value, you do have some value with trekking shoes being 56 cents, 25, 21, 13. You've got a decent amount of cards that are going for around the 10 cents plus range. It's not like a crazy amount of value in that regard, but the Irida it's just adding so much to it, Not to mention, it's not only is it adding value to it from a competitive pull perspective to be able to sell, but it's also adding value to it because you're getting these booster boxes, basically cheaper than anywhere else. I mean, we can go to Fusion Strike and you can say, all right, you can probably find places that are going to sell Fusion Strike for around the same price point, right? But then if we're talking about the overall value that you're getting out of Fusion Strike, okay, so, comparing it to the Machamp, you've got some cards that are priced similarly, but once you start getting to the bottom range of these cards, they start to lose their value, especially going on to the second page. If you guys remember, that bottom of the page was the Dialga V-Star going at around $8-9. The bottom of the page for right here is a Mew going for around $5. So value there is just not it. And then you're talking about uncommon cards as well. Battle Pass is something that is huge, so there is value with that. There is value with Quick Ball, there is value with Adventure Discovery, so there is value to be had in this set when comparing the two. I guess you really just have to ask yourself the question, what do you realistically value more and what can you realistically get at a better price? Do you value saying to yourself, I'm going to hit more of these uncommon commons that are going to give me potentials of, $1 to 30 cents versus 60 cents to, 20 cents. But then, of course, you don't get the same level of value from holo rares, which, holo rare opportunities in this set, as you can see, there's no real good holo rares that you could potentially pull like the Irida. And then you're looking at it from the value perspective too. of the secret rares in this set compared to the other are slightly less valued, you know. So, I mean, let's go back and just take a look. You know, bottom of the set. So, obviously, the least expensive card you can pull on the first page, $16. We go to Astral Radiance, you know, second page, as we can see, what is it, $19, right? So you're comparing it from a several dollar perspective, nothing crazy. But then, of course, the most important factor that we haven't also mentioned that is to be had is there is the trainer gallery, and that's huge. That's going to add a ton of extra value. And I mean, you can sit here and let's say get absolute duds in your overall main secret rare slot, and you're going to have your value made up by the overall hollows, uncommon commons, and then you could hit something massive with the trainer gallery. So the value and an opportunity of making your money back on opening product, it's good. And you know, it'd be fun to do an experiment where I go through and I open up a case of Astral Radiance and we can have a conversation and I can say like, all right guys, let's just see how I did. Let's open a case of Astral Radiance and do some sciencing. So I think that'd be cool to consider in regards to value opened. And obviously your luck does play a role, but averages also are something that you want to calculate. That's true. I've pulled bangers from sleeved packs. Yeah, like I said, just personal experience. Everyone buy loose packs from Eli. 3 out of 4 alt arts. Dude, I mean, to be fair, man, for those of you who've been following me for a while, my luck has been insane in regards to opening Pokemon product and packs. So I'll take the shout out. How about Pokemon Go? Wouldn't you have a better chance of getting a good card? I mean, sure, like, if you go, speaking of going back and watching videos, we did have at one point where we opened, what was it, 4 packs, and we went alternate art Mewtwo, dud, Rainbow Mewtwo, followed by Rainbow Dragonite in the span of 4 packs. So from my personal experience, yes, I've gotten really good pulls. However, what you're buying the packs for, compared to what your big hitter is, it's not worth it. I mean, what? You're saying to yourself, okay, the best pull I can get is a $38 card, like, that's not going to save your day. Obviously, you are guaranteed holo rares, so you're at least going to be getting like, you know, some value back with that. But unless you're hitting the Charizard, it's not even worth it from a value perspective. Dittos will try and save you, you know, but your Ditto rates, I've seen anywhere, I think they're 1 in 7, something like that. But I've seen better odds or worse odds with them. And then if we're talking just overall uncommon value, comparing it to holo rares, you know, 20 cents, your best opportunity for cards. Yeah, I would say Pokemon Go is one of the worst ones to open by far. I agree with your stand on the limitation of booster boxes. I think everything is RNG regardless of product. I was just trying to get the best pack value. Did you know of a better pack value than 264? Well, it depends if you're trying to go strictly Chilling Reign versus not strictly going Chilling Reign. You know, that's the question of how you want to realistically compare it. Let me see, where are the eraser tins going for? Where are the Pokemon eraser packs? What are they going for? See, this is the older ones. Let's look at Pokemon. Let's look at Pokemon Eraser Blister. Let's see what they're going for. These are going for pretty expensive on where they're placed now. Also, you have to take sales tax into consideration too. That's tough to think. You know, $7.99. That's not it. That's not it. I'm trying to find if you can get it at wholesale. You can get it at wholesale prices. Where are the EV Heroes tins? Where are the EV Heroes tins located right now? See, EV Hero pops up. Guess not. Maybe Heroes is not popping up for some reason. V Heroes, there they are. See what V Heroes is valued at right now. See where prices are. Too expensive. Divergent tins. Tis. Holy strokes. Wow. But wait, we have to go back and look. 3-pack value. Really? What the frick, man? Divergent tin for a set of 3. Okay, so that's about right. You're getting them, relatively speaking, at wholesale prices. I guess the question really has to be for yourself. Yeah, if you're going for cheaper value, then from what I'm just looking at, just from quick scanning, yeah, you definitely got a better value. What's Evolving Skies packs going for right now? That's another question I do have to ask. If we're going for just straight sealed product, I'd love to know. They're going for around 460. Because for those of you that don't know, there's actually quite a bit of value in these Divergent tins. Because they're going for about $100 a case, right? You divide that by, there's 5 in each one of them, 6 in the case, so that's 30. So you're getting the packs for, wow, divided by $3 and what, 33 cents, I guess? And you're, is that right? 99 divided by 5 times 6. 3.3. Yeah, that's not even good value, I would say. That's not even good value. What about stackable tins? Where are the stack tins valued at? Prices on these have gone up? Damn, dude. Sorry for my cussing. Prices on things have started to go up. I remember you were able to get a lot of these for like $2.50 pack value. Obviously, I'm comparing them on TCG. There's probably other places you can, you know, hopefully find the stuff cheaper. But not honestly, dude. I think you may, from a non-wholesale perspective, man, I think you might got me beat on that. No, GG's to you, man. Yeah, I'm not finding everything cheaper. You have me beat. So you definitely, I would say, got the deal from an opening perspective when looking here. Obviously, I'm looking at TCG Player. You know, we can go to eBay and we can try and find, you know, Pokémon booster box, and we can try and do a, you know, keyword search on that and see if we can find anything in the realm of below $95. Would be interesting to see how out of touch I am with that. You know, Lost Origins going for 97 on here. 96 Lost Origins. Here, let's do a price search for. So we'll say $95 is the max. Always gonna get this 10-pack garbage. Stuff's not popping up. Sold items. Man, interesting stuff. Maybe I need to be better with my keyword search. Chilling Rain. Yeah, right. Where's that from? China? 95 on auction. Wonder if that was you. Yeah, just considering the fact that, here's what I'm gonna say, my guy, just the fact that it's taken me this long just to try and find a value off of it, I gotta imagine that you got a pretty solid deal. That's what I'm gonna say. And Chilling Rain's a solid set. Yeah, no, I think you got a solid price. Man, that's crazy. What about Astral Radiance? There's no way that you're not able to get Astral under $95, right? Am I out of touch here on this one, guys? Okay, there you go. $93, $85, $86. So yeah, there you go. So Chilling Rain, obviously, if you're looking specifically for Chilling Rain packs, I think you got a good deal. But Astral, it looks like, is your next runner up on price value. What about battle styles? I'm curious on that one. Where battle? Oh. See the values on battle styles. Crazy to see how far battle styles has gone now. You know, obviously just looking at it, you're able to get better value with battle styles, but if we're comparing to each other, I'd much rather take Chilling Reign for $2 more on a booster box. But still, you know, if you're able to get it for $10 cheaper, you know, that might be something. But Chilling Reign is so much more fun to open. $90, you know, $89. Yeah, I think I'd still go Chilling there. Fusion Strike. $85. Okay. So there's value there. Yeah, if you're just saying Chilling Reign, going back to it, it looks like you're getting value off of Chilling Reign. However, if you're saying I just want to open packs as cheap as possible, like I said, Astral Radiance I think is the way to go. Especially if you're able to get it for like 86 bucks. Fusion Strike, we obviously saw one that was going for 86 or 85, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot other than what we have on these auctions. So, yeah, no, that's what I would say. That's what I would say in regards to that. You did good for Chilling Reign, Astral Radiance. I think you could have also gotten a good deal on, but I mean, regardless, dude, you got it at a good price for what you're trying to open it on. $264 right now. The only thing that is able to beat that is Astral. What are good places to buy? Great question, Con. I actually made a video not that long ago, like several months ago. You can check it out on the YouTube channel where I said that I had my top 5 places to buy product from. So I would actually write that out. I would actually check that out. Benny Boy, off topic, but when are more of your mystery packs coming out? So I have a couple. So it's interesting that you say that. I have a couple of ideas on how I want to change the mystery packs. Obviously, I've been pretty busy since I've been transitioning the move, but I have a new design of the packs that I want to change, and we're gonna kind of restructure it a little bit differently. So without giving it kind of fully away, we're going to basically cut the pack odds from 1 in 25 to 1 in 16 on the golds, and we're just gonna increase the price by $10. Which from a value perspective, you guys actually get more value out of it. So I think that'll be a really good, and not to mention too, we're also going to lower the odds of the silver to 1 in 8, and then the bronze we're going to lower to 1 in 4, or sorry, bronze, gold, silver, bronze. We're gonna lower the red to 1 in 4. So the pricing is going to go up, but the odds are also going to go down drastically. So we're going to change it just because we did a poll on it, and that's what a lot of people really seem to want. And we're going to change the pack designs on them as well. So that's kind of what the plan is going to be with that. And then we're also going to try and add more value to the packs, because usually how we structure the packs, because you know, obviously we got to make money off of it, is we'll have like 1 or 2 fossil packs that'll be worth a good amount of money, and then you'll have like a diamond and pearl pack, right? That is going to be, you know, you'll be happy if you get it if it's gold, but it's not like big money. And this is something that most of the bigger YouTubers won't be transparent about with you, but there's like seeds within seeds. Like, it's obvious, right? You're like, I've got on the pack that, you know, I could get gold 1 in 25, but then there's also another seed of me being able to get an extra value to that, like a gold pack worth $200 versus a gold pack worth like $100, right? There's so much value difference. And so what we're trying to do with that structure as well is change the seeded value, so that rather than getting like 50-50, you get a fossil pack, which that's still really good. That's still really good odds that, you know, 50% you're going to get a fossil pack. We're trying to change it that, you know, you're going to be able to get a fossil pack or an EX era pack or a Heart Gold Soul Silver era pack. Like, we're trying to change the value structure in the way in which we approach it so that you can get even more value. Because if you think about it too, right? You know, if you're getting a red pack and your average value of a red pack is going to be around 12 to 13 bucks, right? Because you know, for example, our last one, we had Evolutions, Ancient Origins, And then we had Hidden Fates, where I think the 3 most expensive packs we put in there. We had some Cosmic, we had some Burning Shadows, and then we had some Unified Binds, right? Those are the cheaper end packs, right? Around $10 in value to upwards of $20+ in value, right? So, you know, roughly around $13, $14 if you take the actually, I don't know, is that right? No, roughly, yeah, around 13, 14, because Hidden Fates is going for like $15, so that averages it out. And you know, if you pull one of those on a 1 in 5, and you're also getting value from your initial 5 packs, we'll say you value them at around $5, right? Or $4 a piece, right? Let's say you're getting them at $4 a piece, 5 packs total, $20, plus a $15 credit. Even on the reds, you're mathematically losing $5. So if we were to bump up the price on that, it's going to decrease the value of the reds. And so we want to try and value it the same way, you know? And obviously we're trying to run the numbers schematically on what's affordable for us, but what also is a good deal for you guys. Because ideally, if we can increase the value of the red pack, so you're getting more of these high-end, more expensive cards on red, as well as silver, as well as gold, you know, because like, I think for silver, it's mainly been, you know, the best hits are like Mysterious Treasures, sorry, not Mysterious Treasures, Legendary Treasures, and like, you know, Plasma sets, right? Plasma Freeze. But I would love it if we could do like Dragons Exalted, or we could do, you know, Dark Explorers, other Black and White era, because for those of you that don't know, it's, you know, high-end XY era, and then Black and White era. I would love to do value with that, because I think that'd be great. I would still, you know, still put Plasma Storm in the area of gold. I just wouldn't be able to afford putting in silver. I'd be losing money at that point. But I want to put the increased value higher, if that makes sense. So being able to run the numbers like that, I think would be good. You'd still have, you know, you'd still be able to win these Diamond and Pearl Arrow packs from, of course, gold tier, and you'd still be able to, you know, earn these XY era Flash Fire, Phantom Forces sets. But at the same exact time, you know, the minimal value averages, we're going to try and make them better for you in the long run. So you'll be excited for what you get either way, because if you get a silver pack, you're going to double your pack value immediately. And if you get a gold pack, depending upon which gold pack you're going to get, you're going to anywhere between 3x to 6x your value. And since we're cutting the odds down drastically, it's going to be a better value at the end of the day, you know? But I don't want to completely leave red tier out of the dust, you know? That's something where, and maybe you know, maybe the math isn't running there and we kind of have to a little bit to help for the gold and silver tier, because, I mean, silver tier is going to be 1 in 8 now, so you're going to have extremely good odds for silver, and then gold's 1 in 16, which is still good odds. So, you know, running the numbers on something, but I want to be fully transparent and open with you guys. We're just trying to basically optimize the mystery packs in the best way that we can for you. So it's been a process, to say the least, because we're running the numbers and trying to figure out what's the best, and then of course changing the designs, because we don't want to keep it the same old, and then it just kind of gets old. We want to mix it up. So I agree that loose packs average better hits over a booster box, but does the premium price of loose packs outweigh the cheapest cost packs? And no, you're gonna go cheaper packs no matter what, Spencer. Yeah, if you're getting a cheaper price off of booster boxes versus loose, you're going booster boxes, right? That's just it, plain and simple. Do you have any good places to buy from Europe? Sadly, not an expert when it comes to Europe. It's hard as well, because I do offer shipping to outside the United States. It's just one of those things where it's obviously more expensive because of the shipping costs that you guys are paying for. But, you know, I'm doing my best to make it as affordable as possible for y'all. I just got 7 pulls from 4 packs. Is insane luck, or does it happen? It happens, but it is insane luck. For some reason, ETBX has been awful from all the content creators opening. Pika, I get terrible luck from ETB, so I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. I hate opening ETBs. The pack value from what I've gotten versus what the ETBs cost is not it. Why are Pokemon Go cards going down? Demand for Pokemon Go is not there. It was very much an overlooked set, overshadowed set. I think it'll do well long term. Obviously, as we just saw not that long ago, they're going for like $3.75 a pack. Yeah. So, you know, the value of the packs at least has gone down, so it averages to where, you know, you're not getting completely screwed. Like, the averages on the packs used to be, what, $4.55 on them? So, $9, yeah, right. Let's look at actual release day. Yeah, $4.50, $4.75. But still, you know, it's just not there. It's almost like Pokemon rig the ETBs, the opposite of loose packs or blisters, right? Loose packs from V-Boxes. I have gotten mixed on V-Boxes, I would say. It's been mixed. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But I would say loose packs where I've gotten the most value, surprisingly, has been the tins. Tins, I've gotten a lot of value from tins. Looks like a lot of people are agreeing. Hey Eli, I took a break from the hobby, still holding on to a lot of product. Bitcoin is crashing today. I did notice that. I did see the price of Bitcoin went down, but is it necessarily crashing? 18,829. I wouldn't call that crashing, but it has gone down. You know, I mean, $1,000. And we're not at the 10% on the day, but it's definitely gone down. But you know where I am, guys. Buy the dip, non-financial advice, non-financial advisor. Question I've been wanting to buy the Moonbreon, but it's gone up by $100. Should I buy it now before it goes up even more? No, never FOMO. Never FOMO. The only time I would say ever go in is before a set's about to go out of rotation. I'm just telling you guys, and you know, I might eat my words on this. God, it is so dumb. It is so dumb, dude. Look at the value of this card. Like, just so dumb. Like, so dumb. Like, you cannot tell me the Pokemon Company is not watching this, right? You cannot tell me that the Pokemon Company does not take a look at this card and say, yeah, we're okay with this card being at $425 and it's unaffordable for people to have. Like, there's no way, man. Like, I just don't believe it. And you might think I'm crazy, but I would much rather take my chances going and seeing if I can get some of these packs, the Evolving Sky, and this might sound stupid, right? And, you know, I might get some heat for this. But I would much rather, and I feel like I would have so much more fun going the approach of buying, 133 Evolving Skies packs for $3 a pop, than buying the Moonbreon. Like, I would totally much rather do that route. I mean, you're at least able to open 3 booster boxes worth of value and try and chase it off of loose packs from certain items. That I would much rather do and take the risk on that. Obviously, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but it just hurts and pains me that it's going for this much right now. And from, you know, statistical polls perspective, with the value of all the other alt arts, you're better off getting an alt art and have a high chance of getting one of the good ones and making up value there and just trying your luck at pulling it through packs than, you know, going and buying it. Because here's the deal on what I have the biggest discrepancy, and I've talked about this and I'll continue to talk about this, right? We go to Pokédata and we look at the overall value of Evolving Skies pack, and hopefully what I'm saying is not dangerous because I don't want people to literally go through and just open packs altogether, but you know, if we look at Umbreon, and we will compare the price of the Umbreon from TCG, and we'll compare it to the price of the PSA 9, right? And we can compare it to the price of the PSA 10. Well, just for the 9, for example. The TCG value of the card is greater than the PSA 9. Why? That does not make sense. Mathematically speaking, this should not be correct. I'm just saying, guys, if you want to go get a Moonbreon for cheaper, you can go crack a PSA 9 slab. I mean, maybe we can see the... We can go maybe see if it's... And let's take a look and see where it's at with Evolving Skies. It's not even like popping up when I'm showing it. Am I doing a bad keyword search? Like, look, it's just not even popping up. It's as if this card is extremely scarce. I don't get it. Like, why? You can't. Am I dumb, guys? Am I looking this up wrong? Umbreon, VMAX, Altart, Evolving Skies. No, that's right. I guess if I look up PSA 9, will the value of it pop up? Did I type in V? No, I typed in VMAX. What the heck, man? It's not, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't FOMO in. Just looking at a chart like this, I just don't, man. This just defies logic right now. And this is going to follow up more than likely with a correction at some point. And like I've said before, when it comes to FOMOing into cards, my personal belief is when the set is a year and a half out from going out of rotation and there's more than likely going to be another reprint, I choose not to FOMO in for that reason. You take a look at Evolutions. Remember when Evolutions was a set that a lot of people FOMO'd into? Roaring Skies was a set that a lot of people FOMO'd into because of the competitive play and how expensive things got. And what did the Pokemon do? They absolutely quashed things. Don't FOMO in, guys. We're talking about highs again. And I know everyone's like, well, Eli, you know, we had the opportunity maybe to jump in at 120 and, you know, it came and went because everything sold out so fast. Still, that was such a small print, and I think, and you know, I'm telling you guys, there's gonna be a larger print. There's going to be a larger print in the future, so I wouldn't FOMO in, man. I would not. It's just not worth it. Where is the reprints? We have gotten no reprints, right? We've gotten our Evolving Skies, you know, ETB reprint, right? And we've gotten our Evolving Skies booster box reprints, and those were tiny. They were tiny, right? Evolving Skies ETB reprint was bigger than the booster box reprint, and that should tell you something. I wouldn't worry about it, guys. I think that at the end of the day, we're all going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. We're just going to have to be patient on it, man. I know it sucks to be patient on it, but like I said before, man, it's just not worth it. Let other people pay the $200. Just let people pay the $200 for the booster box and wait for when they have a massive reprint and the price crashes down to 120 to $100. This isn't the first time something like this has happened, and it won't be the last time. And I understand people that are new to the hobby want to FOMO in, but it's not worth it. And, you know, maybe people are saying, Eli, it's different times. Well, yeah, it's different times. There's higher demand, but there's also higher supply. So when these reprints happen, there's going to be a higher supply print. And right now is not the time to FOMO in. So just be patient, guys. I promise you there's going to be another Evolving Skies reprint. Like, you really think the Pokemon company, who is very transparent and open about printing to demand, is not looking at these Evolving Skies booster boxes and saying, oh, that's $200? Yeah, we're just gonna let that happen, and it's gonna go to $300-400. Like, no, they're not gonna let that happen, man. They're not gonna let that happen. That's all I'm gonna say. Hopefully that answers your question. Sorry for the rant. Howdy, saying hi before I start lurking. Just listen. I appreciate it, Ali G. Thank you. Cheatown MVP. Hey, hey, hey. Anyone want to trade for a shiny Melmetal? Tic Tac, what's up? Made it to the stream today. What did I miss? Just a rant. Wave 3 looking really good for buyers, you know? What's up, UT Long? Thanks for stopping by. What's your opinion on getting new Dragonite Premier Ball Pokeball Special going for $35 each for long term and short term? Dragonite Premier Ball? Oh, the Premier Ball box. I look at it more as a long-term play than a short-term. I highly doubt you'll value in the short-term. Demand's not here for the set, but I could see it going decently well in the future. I mean, it's a cool box. And if you're saying 35 each, you know, that's a solid price. What are my numbers I'm buying it for at, actually? I would love to hear that. Items allocated to you. Items allocated for you. Let's take a look, guys. I will try and give you my numbers on what I have found. Because I would love to be able to give you guys the numbers on what that looks like from what I was able to buy it in price-wise. Because I don't know what the wholesale level price is for it, and I like to compare this to wholesale. Those are Pokemon Go gift tins. Don't care about those. Lost origin allocations. Poké dollars. I forgot about that being a thing. When did I get my allocated numbers? It was sometime in May, I think. Which came first? Evolving Pokemon Go. I think. Here it is. The boxes, I am buying them for the Pokeball collection, I think is what they're called. Why can't I not even find the value of these? Huh, I don't have the value on these items for some reason. Am I dumb? Oh, found them. Value is 33 bucks. So man, if you're buying them for 35, you're buying them right next to wholesale. So they're already at wholesale, man. Kinda hard to beat that value. Do you think at all older sets like Breakpoint and Ancient Origin will go down in price? Yeah. I mean, are you talking about the packs or the cards? I could see both going down realistically. It really comes down to the economic situation that we're dealing with. You know, as I've mentioned before, recessionary period, demand goes down, product value goes down. The question really comes down to how bad is the recession going to be and how low is the demand going to go, you know? Because if we just take a look at, you know, Ancient Origins, go to sealed product on it, and we just say loose packs. Loose packs for Ancient Origins in the past year have been going up. They just have. And as I've mentioned many times before, and I'll continue to mention it again, there's a difference between a downtrend in the market as a whole versus each and every individual item having their own trends. Ancient Origins is having its own trend where it's finding value still and it's still growing. So it's going to have to find its point in which it does start to come down. When that is, I could not tell you. Because, I mean, there's an argument to be made it could at some point slow down. You know, it did have at one point a kind of a fall off for a little bit before it started to steadily climb again. But just like the housing market and just like the general stock market, prices on things are going down. We're officially in a recession. You know, we've got new economic policies that are going to cause to higher rates of inflation. There's other issues that are going on in the economy. On a global scale, things going on with China, things going on with, you know, the EU. There's a lot of things to consider. that are going to play factors long term. And obviously I don't have a crystal ball on when things are going to really start play effect, but I'd like to believe that at some point there's going to be some economic issues that are going to resemble something like the 70s. And that's not what I'm saying, that's what a lot of economists are saying. If we continue in the direction that we're in right now, and I think that's going to cause, I think that's going to cause demand to fall off. But who knows? Here's the real question, right? Is the inflation going to, if we're talking about from a 70s perspective, is the inflation going to outpace the demand? Of so that prices might be going down, but the value of the dollar is also going down at the same time. So it's very nominal. You know what I mean? Because that's another thing that you really want to consider. But I would still like to believe that the PAC's value at some point will go down, especially within the next 6 months to a year. It's just going to take time. Thoughts on Celebration Prime Collection, Amazon exclusive? That is a great question. Let's take a look at Celebration's product. Sealed product should pop up. Celebrations, high to low. The Prime Collection, right? So it includes 9 Pokemon TCG packs. It's going to include 4 additional booster packs. It obviously includes the Mimikyu Light Toxtricity. I mean, what are my thoughts on it? Well, the value has gone pretty sideways for a while now. Here, I want to pull up so we can get an image on it. Here we go. So for those that are wondering, here's what it basically looks like. Here's what it basically includes. More or less, it's going to include the Celebrations tin. It's going to include the promos that come with the tin. It's going to come with the 25th binder, Dragapult binder, the Dragapult promo, couple extra Celebrations packs, and a couple other packs. So it's more or less trying to like combine the two. However, it doesn't seem to have the Dragapult coin. Do I think that, what are my thoughts on it? I think that it's hard for me to really put a direct value. I mean, because let's take a look right now, right? Let's take a look at what just the tins are going for, right? Tins are going for around $40 if we're going off of TCG Player Standard. So you say to yourself, okay, tins are going for roughly around $40. Is the value of everything else included, Dragapult promo, extra packs, the cool uniqueness of it being an Amazon product and all the things alike, does that add additional value to it to the point of where it's $60 market value? And even if you say to yourself, does it? Just looking at the overall trend within the past year, right? That's obviously looking at the tin. We know that the trend has shown that this product, potentially is at its bottoming point. So there's an argument to be made that if you're going to get in, because you do believe on something like this, that does come with all the things that it comes in with. Because once again, guys, 9 Pokemon TCG packs, the 4 promo cards, sticker sheet, the whole works, right? And then you go to the collection chest, which has 6, so you get that additional 3, and then the 2 as shown in the image. You're not really paying for, you are, but you aren't paying for this, right? Because what, Celebrations packs, you're paying for the additional value in the Celebrations packs of the promo, but you're also getting some other stuff that's thrown in, and then you're paying for the slapped premium that says it's the Prime Collection. I think there's an argument to be made that it's worth it, especially if you're buying it at its bottoming point right now. Question really comes, is $60 the worth of price, or can you try and find it somewhere else for cheaper? You know, $55 brand new. It's a better price. Yeah, I mean, if you can get this in the $55 to $50-ish range, I think that's a product to be worth it. Yeah. I don't know, I might sound crazy on that, but I think the uniqueness of the product and the value that it comes inside, I don't know. And the thing is, you guys already know I'm super high on the collection chest, so this just adds more value to it. Price manipulation is my only guess. Yeah, dude, it's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to disagree with that. John Doe, late to the party. Well, at least you're here, man. Raheem says under $95. What is Raheem in reference to? Is this the discussion we had a while ago about the booster boxes? I'm sorry, Raheem, I'm just now getting caught up. Pokemon printing more Evolving Skies, but they're using it to get high on their own supply and using it as fill for their upcoming products. That is true, but they're obviously doing a terrible job because they need more of it. Evolving Skies is looking like Vivid Voltage getting very expensive, but likely the final print for it should be huge, I'd imagine. That's exactly where my mind is, John. That's exactly, like, that's a great comparison because that's where my mind goes. You look at the value of all the cards from, of course, and now, don't get me wrong, Evolving Skies, a much better set. But at the time, the value for Evolving compared to Vivid was a different conversation. You know, and maybe we're not going to have the same old price history here as we will somewhere else, but just within the last year, and this set's a 2-year-old set, value of the Chunkachu's gone down $100. You know, let's go Poké Data, let's go sets, let's go Vivid Voltage. Right here, Vivid Voltage. We'll just go PSA, just for funsies, right? We'll just go PSA value, PSA 10, right? And let's have fun with the Rayquaza Amazing Rare. Let's just have fun with it, right? Let's just take a look and see, like, I mean, how much value has something like this in the PSA 10 dropped? It's now going for $30, guys. It's going for 400, and that wasn't even the high for the initial release. You know, obviously these are amazing rares. Amazing rares are easier to pull, so maybe that's an unfair comparison. Maybe we'll look at the Pikachu instead, right? We say to ourselves, okay, you know, unfair comparison. Let's look at the Pikachu. What's the Pikachu chart look like? 1,500. What's it going for now? It just keeps going down, guys. It just keeps going down. So we're talking about, let's go back, guys. I want to do one quick comparison. I want to do one last quick comparison when looking at the Chunkachu, right? The Chunkachu, the value, right? If we're just talking about it, from its initial release high of $1,600 to where it is currently, right? This is like peak high. Dropped, actually, wait. 350 divided by 6. Okay, so it dropped about 80-ish%, right? Let's see the value that the Evolving Skies Moonbreon from its peak high has dropped for a round, comparatively. Not even close. Not even 50%. And, you know, maybe there's a price adjustment there because the Chunkachu was worth so much more to begin with. But even then, that's just crazy. And of course, looking at it, PSA 10 value, 1,848. In the population report, going to Vivid Voltage, going for the Rainbow Rare, what was it, 1,848 versus 3,000. What's going to happen when the population goes 3,000? Is the price going to... I'm just saying that, like... I think at some point it's going to get there. I think at some point the value is going to have to drop because the PSA 10 and the population report is going to have to keep going down. And if it keeps going down, there's no way in hell you're going to tell me at some point the raw is going to outvalue the PSA 10. And it might not sound like a huge deal that they're, you know, they're $200 away from one another. Like, that's crazy. Like, they're still ways away. But what happens when they get close and it's only a $100 difference between a 10 versus a raw? You know? Like, let's just look at the price comparison historically between the two and look at the spread, right? When it got on site, and you're looking at it from TCG, the spread difference was $700 versus $336. That is more than a 100% spread from the 10 compared to the raw. The spread difference is actually gotten greater. PSA 10 value versus that is actually better. Comparing it obviously to the 9, look at the spread on the 9 difference. 9's gotten worse. You know, 285, 239. It has its highs and lows, but it started to coil and get tighter. PSA 10 value, it's too close. The raw is extremely, like, when I say overvalued, overvalued doesn't even begin to explain how overvalued it is. Like, it's so overvalued. Like, it's just so overvalued. So, that's what I'm saying. Oh, that's why it wouldn't show up on eBay? The $95 filter was still active? Doy. Thank you, good sir. I was wondering. Hi. Looks like things haven't changed at all, though, price-wise. I mean, it looks like based on that most recent one, it's, you know. Yeah, still overvalued as heck. Alright, continuing on. But thanks for pointing that out, Raheem. Pokemon printing more Evolving Sky. Yeah, I already read that. Given Evolving Sky's popularity, I was surprised to see a discount at Costco like I was. But that's the thing about Costco, baby. It's the best. You always get discounts on good or bad. They don't give a crap. That's why I have a Costco membership. And I've been with Costco forever. Love them. Evolving is 100 times more draw than Voltage. Yes, although I agree with you, historically speaking there, Tim, Vivid Voltage is has been the most expensive booster box in the Sword and Shield era, sitting at its highest point at 230, 240-ish. Evolving Skies has hit 200, but it's not hit as high as Vivid has. And now that's not to say that, of course, Vivid Voltage is by any means a better set than Evolving, but that is to say that Evolving has not been suppressed the same way Vivid has been, because Vivid got an extreme amount of product reprint, specifically in the booster boxes, whereas Evolving Skies has not. Evolving Skies had its initial 3 waves, and then it got a small reprint, and that's it. Vivid Voltage had a monster reprint that happened for both the ETBs and for the booster boxes, and that caused the prices to crash, and they were throwing Vivid Voltage product and everything, and the prices slowly but surely went down over time. We're kind of expecting something like that similarly to happen with Evolving. How do you think Vivid will perform compared to AR long term? Good. Vivid will be one of the best performing sets. I'm going to say that AR You know, if we're trying to compare it to Sun and Moon, you know, Sun and Moon, obviously, they had their era of GX tag team, and they had their era of just regular Rainbow. I would say that you're looking at the cusp of it being somewhere in that Celestial Storm comparison, where it's gonna arguably it's probably gonna be the best non-alt art set from the Sword and Shield era. It'll do well. Yeah, I mean, for Vivid Voltage, getting very expensive Pokemon, had exclusive supply chain issues, but not sure why these ES reprints are so small. If anything, it's made people want to follow more into ES. Because the thing is, John, the Pokemon Company, I don't understand why they kind of just... Let me think about this for a second. I don't know why they just threw us a bone with giving us a small supply. That doesn't make sense to me. Because at that point, you know, with all the news that we've gotten, supply chains starting to get better, you would think to yourself, why would they do that? Other than the fact that they're hoping to suppress the prices from exploding until they reach their all-time highs and then get an absolute massive dump of reprint. That's my only rationale for that. Because they could, like, logically speaking, you could say to them, you know, themselves, you can say to yourself, when did the Evolving Skies reprint happen, right? The Evolving Skies reprint was expected to come out sometime in August, and it ended up being early August, like late July. What happened in the middle of August? Pokemon Worlds. What became more readily available right before Worlds, and what was the most expensive thing right before Worlds? It was Evolving Skies. Worlds is a competitive aspect. Pokemon Company said, hey, we understand the concerns for Evolving Skies. And this is just me. They didn't actually say this, but this is where my mind goes. They understand the concerns for Evolving Skies. We've got Worlds coming around the corner. We at least need to do something. Sure, we don't have as big of a reprint as we want for this set, but we have enough of a reprint to where we can at least drop the prices a little bit right before Worlds. And then when Worlds is over, prices will go back up again. And then come, you know, Christmas holiday season, we're going to just dump the prices. That's where my logic is. Because they did it for Worlds, and they wanted to just kind of squeeze it in right before so you can get access to the product. That's kind of my perspective. UT Long, do you think the Giratina alt art will be the next Moonbrand? No. I think whenever the Lugia alt art comes out, it'll be the next one. What are my distributors again? Magazine Exchange and ACD distribution. So, soon to expand, hopefully, when we get the LGS running. Are you usually able to get booster box pretty cheap in the holiday season? Yes, Shattered. Last year, $75 for any of the 3 Fusion, Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, $100 Evolving Skies. Like I said before, man, you know, Vivid Voltage, $95. Darkness Ablaze, $95. You know, prices on booster boxes holiday season are the best, man. Raging Gamer, all caps, says, hey, what's up, guys? I've been checking out your videos for a minute, and I love your content. Well, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Is it the best way to pull alt arts from booster box? I've had 6 Evo booster boxes and only ever pulled V and V Max. Blah. You know, it's hard, man, because RNG is involved in it, but I would say from personal experience, I've had better luck not opening booster boxes. But I still have had good opportunities with booster boxes. You know? I just feel like I get stuck too many times opening booster boxes, waiting for that secret rare, and then getting that secret rare early, and then being like, this is probably it. Because the averages feel suppressed. I don't think the market is going to like Lost Origins as much as I do, but I think the art set is insanely good, is super good, actually want more, actually way more excited to open it than was for Brilliant. I agree with that. I do think the art set is much better than Brilliant. Brilliant was solid, but it's got Pikachu, man. So I would agree with that sentiment. Have you thought about selling Japanese products on your site, or are you looking to stick with English? I have, but it's hard. You know, I need a distributor from Japan, and it's expensive and tough with, you know, export costs and taxes and so on. So I wish, but I'm not there yet. I will long term though. I will eventually get into it. Funny STC code just a few days ago, we're selling 45 and now they suddenly dropped to 20 with people getting a bunch of free codes. They don't care to lowball each other's prices. I do love that, John. I was talking to Raheem about that. You do love to see that, man, that the prices for the special delivery Charizard has gone down so much. Not a big fan of Moonbryon. It's enemy. Wow, that's blasphemy, good sir. as Eevee being my favorite Pokemon of all time, and their evolutions being my favorite. That is fighting words. How cheap do you see Vivid Voltage Booster Box gets after its last large reprint? $95. That was the average cheapest price. I think some places were selling it for 90, but 95 bucks. Which I would have gotten in at that price. I mean, look at the history of just look at the history of Vivid Voltage. The history of Vivid Voltage has been a roller coaster, and obviously the prices on this is going to be reflected lower than TCG, but it's still generally reflected. You know, 220 here. Had its next wave, went down to 117, then went up to 160, then went down again to 105, but you know, like I said, $95 realistically is why I found it, then 141, and prices for some odd reason apparently went down again. Would love to see that, but yeah, but it was about 160 at this point. Went down, went up, still around 130-ish. How about those Evolution Premium Collection boxes, huh? I mean, they're sick boxes and they're expensive boxes, so it depends. The question is long-term investing or in collecting. You can get it for around 85 bucks or 80 bucks to pick up for your collection a piece. Not bad. Is there luck involved in pack opening? My girlfriend pulled Shiny Charizard and Trio Birds in her first and only had Hidden Fate CTB. She had bought 7 packs of Burning Shadows and pulled a Rainbow Charizard. Your girlfriend needs to be your wife then, man. You just need to have her open all your packs for you. That's all I can say. It's incredible. Of course there's luck involved and she's got all of it. That's crazy, man. Do you think it's better to keep the Costco bundle together or split them up as a long-term hold? It doesn't matter. It's a plastic wrap. It's not going to add any value to it. I don't think so. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Do we really think the next Evolving Skies print is going to tank the price? Yes. Yes. Pokemon Company is very aware. They're going to do that. They've done that with Roaring Skies. They've done that with Evolutions. They did that obviously with Vivid Voltage when it went up. And they're going to do that. I see many parallels with Evolving Skies and Cosmic Team Up in terms of loaded chase cards. Yes, that is true. You're comparing it in regards to loaded chase cards, but you also have to understand the fact of the matter that print runs were cut short for Cosmic because of supply chain issues, which is why Cosmic prices were up drastically. And if you remember back in 2020, Unbroken Bonds and Unified Minds got small reprints, small ones, not large ones, and the prices went from 300 bucks to 120. 300 bucks to 120. It's at 200 bucks. It's realistic. It is very realistic to see what can happen. I mean, we found an old resupply of Fates Collide and Lost Thunder. Not a reprint, resupply of product that just appeared on the market. Drop prices 50%. Anything's possible, man. You might say to yourself, you can't truly compare the two, but you also can compare the two. You can't compare the two as a set, but you can still compare to the two from the way in which Pokemon approached the reprints. They approached the reprints with Vivid Voltage by starting off by putting Vivid Voltage packs and everything they could, because people loved Amazing Rares, and then transition into reprints for booster boxes and ETBs. We've obviously started to see something very similar happen, but prices have not adjusted, and that's because the reprints have not been that big. And so when the reprints are going to be a lot bigger, as they are, because the Pokemon Company, you have to understand thing, Roma, the Pokemon Company cares a lot about the competitive game. And if people can't afford to play the competitive game because the cards are too expensive, then it's bad for them as a whole. So that's why they care about pricing so much. Right, these bulk sellers get free code cards so they could sell codes for $1 in pure profit, they're the real scalpers big time. Evolving Skies reprint is out. Good time to buy. Good time to buy those booster cases, or wait a little bit longer. Evolving Skies reprint, for if you're talking booster cases, yeah, stay away from booster boxes. 10-foot pole, man. Wait for it. Wait for it. That's what I would say. Just be patient. Obviously, the ETB reprint is what we just most recently had. So that's obviously something important to, take into consideration with Evolving Skies prices. Let's actually take a look and see what's the Evolving Skies ETB price at. I'd love to see that. Why didn't they do a reprint with Team Up? Ooh, that's a great question. Why didn't they do the reprint? Wow, why is it blanking my mind? I know the reason why, but it's blanking my mind right now. Give me a sec. I gotta think about this. Here, let's go sealed product. Evolving Skies. I mean, the ETBs have dropped. $45 here. You can probably find them for $40 elsewhere. So, I mean, look at how much the price has dropped. I wouldn't be surprised if you find these $40 somewhere. Or just go to Costco. Costco's the best. Let's just take a look. I'm gonna look this up quickly because the fact I'm spacing this answer is upsetting me. Why did Team have such interesting. Can't even find the data for it, man. I don't know. God, I can't believe it's spacing me. I gotta think about this for a second, and I'll remember. I remember there was some issue that happened, to my knowledge, and I can't remember what the issue was. Clom says, okay, so Pokemon Center has Premier, Pokemon Go, and Ultra Ball, and Great Ball, but I'm afraid it's just newer packs and not what is advertised in the picture. And 100% is, if you read the reviews, they will verify that. Just saw Danny Phantom's video on Lost Origin pull rates. They look really terrible. I don't know, man. I don't really I don't really put too much weight on that, personally speaking. I think people tend to put too much weight on that kind of stuff. That's what I would personally say. No, everyone wants to immediately look at the review of what people are saying and be like, oh, pull rates are terrible, let's stay away. But I'm not too worried about it. But who knows? We could, of course, we're going to have our break on Friday. We still got about a booster box for the pack if anyone's interested in joining in. And we'll of course see when we have our own little experiment with it. But yeah, I'm gonna be patient until I have my own personal experience, because my own personal experience could be different or not different depending upon things. Roma says, have reprints historically had worse pull rates in their first waves? Not necessarily. It's all over the place, Roma. There's been, everyone always has their own theories, but at the end of the day, I think they're just theories, Roma, on if pull rates are better than not. Obviously, we have a data sheet that we're trying to collect on regional pull rates to see if there's something that we can track, but my friend's opened 4 cases of Lost Origins, didn't land an Altard, Giratina, or a Dactyl. Maybe he's just unlucky. Yeah, man. Like I said before, we have the regional pull rates. I'm going to get lower, and I know I'm going to look like I'm crouching, but my back was starting to hurt getting that high. I've had instances where, you know, for those of you that have been following me for Brilliant Star, where I've opened over 1,100 Brilliant Star packs, and I've pulled one alt art altogether. I've opened probably over 300 Astral Radiance packs, and I've pulled 3 or 4 alt arts. No, 4 or 5. I've pulled the Sneasel. Hold on, actually, I can tell you which ones I've pulled. Go to Astral Radiance. So I've opened about 3 or 400. I've pulled the Machamp. I've pulled the Palkia. I've pulled the Sneasel. I've pulled the Lilligant. I can't remember if I've pulled the Beedrill. I'm not 100% certain. But, you know, I would say my odds are at least, you know, 1 in 100. And that's not including any of the golds and rainbows I've gotten in the middle. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think for me, it's depend on set. For those of you guys that remember and were here for my mystery pack opening, I did pull both the Machamp and the Sneasel, and it took me, what, 1 in 36, 1 in 33 were my odds for alt art, so I had incredibly good luck. Whatever happened to Nostalgianomics? Great question. He obviously hasn't posted in like 2 weeks. I gotta wonder with him. So he'll be back. Everyone, you know, has their moments. He'll be back. John McCrae, think I'm getting in at the end of the live, but nice to catch regardless. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, and as always, since we have here everyone, and I might as well give you guys the spiel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below. It helps the algorithm, helps out the channel, and enters you into weekly giveaways. So I really do appreciate it, guys. Smash that like button, baby. I don't think that they would do that. Hold on. I don't think they would do that. Wouldn't it make sense for them to change up their whole set rates just to screw buyers? Agreed. Did he quit after not being able to fix your money on Modern? Right. I've opened lots of OX, guys. Pulled Dragonite, Golurk, Sylveon, View, alt art in one box. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I think I've only pulled... I think the only set where I've pulled multiple alternate arts was Chilling Reign. I got extremely good luck with Chilling Reign. It was incredible. My video idea, start with half the money if the Moonground, but Evolving Skies pack's worth that much. Open the sell hits to buy more moon packs until you get the Moonbrion. That's a funny idea. Will totally get me wrecked financially, but I like that idea. That's a fun one. Not financial advice, but what would you say is a decent price for the Charizard UPC? Here in Canada, stores are charging $190 to $230 USD. I said that $180 is my worst case scenario price, and my best case scenario is obviously MSRP. So go on the lower end. I will send you more bulk after Lost Origin products. I appreciate that, Jason. Yes, for those of you guys that don't know, we are currently still accepting bulk. It looks like we might be closing soon. Obviously, that's a big might. We're still accepting bulk, probably at least another 50,000-ish, I want to say. We just had a decent amount of resubmissions that just happened again that added. So get them in while you can. And we offer the best rates on the internet currently, and our turnaround time is about, what, did it take you guys 2 weeks, Jason? How long did it take you guys realistically from when it arrived? Like maybe 2 weeks, week and a half, something like that. So turnaround times are incredible. So you want money quick, you want the best rates you can get from bulk, we're buying bulk. And yes, I know I live in Arizona now, but the Oregon address is correct. My bulk partners live in Oregon still. Salzer probably isn't a fan of slow summers, but I'm guessing he'll be back as all a ramp up. You know, there is some credibility to that. Obviously, you know, for me, I'm going to keep it the grind, and whether it is a slow down process as a channel or not, I'm still going to keep pushing at it, because there's no denying that as far as video views goes, and as far as overall, you know, engagement, not engagement necessarily, but you know, just video viewership and subscriber rate. It's gone down for myself, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's gone down for him. He's probably been discouraged about it. You know, to my knowledge, the only individual that I know of that hasn't had subscribers slow down has been Ava's Binders. So shout out to her. So yeah, it's a slower season, but once we get into the holiday season, winter's gonna hit for people. Not gonna be as outside as much. Spend more time watching videos. That's just usually how it goes. I was worried for Nostalgic. His sold his UPCs to get Pogo near $40 a box. In the last stream, you saw Nostalgic was selling his Pogo ETBs on TC Player. He wants out of Pogo. I did notice that, man. I did notice that on my video when I was looking at prices, and I was like, hey, Nostalgianomics is it? That's so funny. I think it was 10 to 14 days was tough. Derek Lavender says, bet I got 50K bulk I can send this week. Hey man, well, if you send the bulk, Derek, we'll gladly accept it, and then we'll probably cut it off after you then. So, but yeah, just, it's super simple to upload the bulk. I mean, literally you just, you know, if you have any questions, feel free. I'm very responsive in regards to bulk questions. I've been pretty good about that because I know a lot of people have questions. But pretty simple. Literally just read what this says. You've obviously got your pricing on what they are at currently. Like I said, best prices so far from what I've seen. We took all our competitors and just outmatched them. Just fill out how much you have. Let's say I've got 100 here, 100 here, 100 here. So fill out how much you have in the form. Scroll down, put down your information. Sadly, PayPal's our only, you know, option for payments. We'll get in-store credit soon, I promise. You say what your email is, or your information, and then if you have any more details or anything, then feel free to let us know, and then ship to this address, and make sure that your name is the same as it is in the box compared to your form. So, and of course, I always get asked the question too, how do you want me to package it? Whatever way you feel is safest. I'm not picky about it. I have no preference. I know that it's expensive to ship out bulk, so whatever saves you the most money, man. That's just how I've always been about it. So, what was he grabbing on 42? I'm not sure. I just figured selling off Celebrations UPC would be a lot harder to get back Pogo. Agree. Pokerev already at 1.2. You know what, Kevin? You bring up a great point. But here's the deal, man. I guess Pokerev is he's in a different mode right now, though. That's the thing is, I wouldn't necessarily call him an outlier by any means, but in regards to the hobby, right, you've got your general online retailers, LGS owners, Pokemon fans that just talk about general Pokemon investing, and then you've got your general content creators like Matt, you've got obviously him, Pokerev, you've got Leonhardt. They're in a different section of their own, and Pokerev, what he's good is he's consistent, he's got energy, and he's got it locked in. He knows what the market is, he knows what the Google algorithm is, he knows what people want. So he's just extremely good at that, you know? And for a lot of the smaller guys that are doing this kind of half part-time and want to do this full-time like myself, the content quality, although it's ramped up, because if you'd followed me when you first followed me and saw the content then compared to now, it's definitely ramped up. The time to edit and, you know, just do so many enhanced features and kind of grow from that perspective, it takes a lot of capital. And he obviously had the capital to do it because he made money off of his job and then also made money off of Pokemon and was able to expend it and has put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it, and he's absolutely crushed it. So, you know, shout out to him on that. I would like to get to where he is at some point, but also I would like to touch every aspect of the market. So, but he's definitely in his own sector. He's not like an investment type, you know, speaker in that regard. What is your favorite card you've ever pulled? Great question. Favorite card I've ever pulled? That's a fun one. A lot easier for me to say what the favorite card that my brother has ever pulled, which was a Gold Star Mew. That was really cool when he pulled that back in Dragon Frontiers. But God, what was a card I pulled as a kid that was huge for me? Huge fan of Infernape. That had a ton of nostalgia for me. I always liked Infernape because he did so much damage. Same with the trio. But pulled. Ah, oh, that's a tough one, man. Because there's a lot of nostalgic sentiment to it, I feel like. I gotta go back and say...
Other banks go out of their way.
You know, I did pull the Dusknoir in level X. That was really cool. I think I pulled the Uxie as well. I didn't deal with a lot of Majestic Dawn sadly at the time to where it was a cool. I got a bunch of cool pulls. I don't know. Probably like an Infernape level X as a kid. That was a fun one for me. But that's very nostalgic, that's why. It's very nostalgic. It's a cool card to pull. I did love pulling Arceus. That was also another fun one. Arceus that was super fun to open. Pulling the Arceus cards was awesome. I always wanted the Salamence. So pulling the Arceus cards were really cool. Have you seen how many special delivery charges? Yes, sir. Prices are crashing. I'm glad about it. Eli, you're the man. Good work. I always enjoy the stream. Wish I could watch live more, but always rewatch. It's always fun. I appreciate that, Andy. Seriously, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. When you make comments like that, Andy and other people, it does make my day, and it does make me happy because, you know, this is a grind, and it's something that when I hear that you guys appreciate me, it does get me stoked. What do you think is a good price for Japanese booster boxes? Whoa, well, it depends which one, man. It's a tough one to say, Jason, because it depends on which Japanese booster box, you know? Pokerev's building a mountain the way he's flying out of Pokemon hype content. He's on his way to 2 million. Yeah, he's definitely paving the way, and I think it's good for the hobby as a whole. Is there a way we can count bulk? Can we weigh to see how much we have, or are people manually counting? I know that for when we do our payouts, to confirm, we do weights. And there's probably an exact weight. What is the weight of a common Pokemon card? You can probably look that up. So it says non-holo cards have the potential of 20-gram swings in weights, but generally weigh between 1.67 to 1.7 with its standard deviation of that. So there you go with that. I mean, what is the weight of modern? But I mean, that's generally how we do our payouts. Because there's an exact weight. So you can do more research on it. I wouldn't be surprised going in deep diving into this thread, you can find it. But it's so much faster doing that way, right? You have a general scale, you divide it by grams, find out the value of that, and then you're good to go. And you don't have to worry about going through and individually counting out each card. So that's what I would say UT long is the best way to do it if you're gonna send in your bulk, if you haven't done it that way. I think you're the most informative Poketuber out there. Can't wait to see your channel grow. I appreciate that, Christopher. Seriously, thank you. I've got so much in store, and we're gonna hopefully have some aggressive growth. I think 2023 is gonna be a really good year for the brand. Eli knows how to touch the market. Just how to touch it. Heck yeah, baby. Sounds so funny. I grabbed VMAX Climax 50 to 50, but it's still a deal to hold near 65. I grabbed EV Heroes there. Prices are moving up and being up on being likely their last reprint. Here, let's take a look at what EV Heroes is going for, man. Actually no, let's take a look at sealed product on EV Heroes. This will actually be better. Oh, are you kidding me? Does he not have it? I could have sworn they had Eevee Heroes. Don't they have Japanese sets? Do they not have Japanese sealed? But they did. Maybe not. Look at the raw value. Look at how the PSA value is that greater. Oh, it's so crazy. I mean, you do gotta say to yourself, though, right? I mean, let's go PSA 10, right? Look at the prices of all these cards. And the prices of Eevee Heroes. Kind of interesting, you know? You're able to get it for what? 115 it looks like? 127? Like the value of the box, and they've got good odds. Your odds are getting you're gonna get an alt art opening it. And the value that you're getting from these, I don't know, man. The question is selling them, you know? I guess if we go Japanese Umbreon, right? Let's just take a look and see what they're selling for. Just making sure that it lines up. Yeah, it lines up all right. Yeah, bro. If you're trying to get Eevee stuff, go Eevee Heroes, man. Eevee Heroes for what it's at after the reprint. No, man. I think that's the way to go, personally. Especially when looking at prices on them. It's kind of dumb to me. You have so much more value that way. What are the 9s at? I mean, dude, the 9s are... I don't know. I don't even know how you get a 9 on that. But yeah, VMAX of 50 to 55 is pretty solid. That's what I've been saying, Pika. Leon looks worn down. Yeah, no, 100%. You can see it in his videos and his content. We're going to go in the last final 5 minutes, though, guys, and then we're wrapping it up. Yeah, Leon is taking on too much on the side and getting burned. Rev can just focus on content. If you notice, too, Rev is really good at pre-recording videos because he has so many ideas. And so he's able to pump it out and continue to pump it out and not be overwhelmed by it. And he knows his levels because when he did that like bender for a while ago, people have been following him forever. He did like a Charizard break special where he did it for a while, and after a week he was like, hey guys, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm getting so burned out with the breaks. I'm going to do the breaks, but I can't open 7,000 packs in a week. Like, I'm going to die. So, he knows his limits, and he's done well with it. John Doe, gotta support Eli. We see you grind and put in the work. Keep us informed. Yeah, of course, appreciate it. Programs excitement through the roof, keeps people excited and hyped. Yeah, it's another thing too. I've also noticed he likes to kind of fudge the numbers on what actual pack value is worth. And I noticed that when you see his videos, but he does it so that people can see that's how much it's worth a little bit more, and makes them get more hyped, because the higher the value on pulled cards, the more it pulls people's attention. I just make a stack of 100 hand counts a couple of times and start matching stacks. That's what I've always done, Kevin. Nice. This stream is real and your content is realistic at the same time, giving us a heads up like waiting on the Charizard. Man, I'm always going to be real with you guys. I'm going to be 100% open, transparent about everything. That's what I'm all about, man. I think we need another live break for your next mystery pack wave. The live stream was insanely lucky. You know, that could definitely be something we could look into. So a lot of people loved it. Reflection. Oh, man, never thought about the trainer gallery slot value-wise. Oh, yeah, man. Astral is definitely the way for, cheapest value opening. Hey, how's it going? DM'd you, but have you shipped Lost Origins yet? No, Pleb. I have not yet. So I'm having it shipped to me today, and I should receive it by Thursday and then ship to you guys on Thursday. So you should expect to receive tracking Thursday on everything. Those are unsealed. The 121s go for sealed. EV Heroes. Would love to not get my information incorrect. So let's go take a look at the one you were referencing. I mean, this one doesn't look unsealed. Ah, this one's no seal. Thank you for pointing that one out. But still, 127, I mean, that's not bad. I gotta imagine you could probably find them cheaper somewhere else. Huh, who knows? We'll have to look into it though. StockX. Yeah, I don't really trust StockX that much. Kevin, nah, Japanese boxes be throwing the full arts and rainbows like F you, that's all you get. I'll have to do a little bit more research then before I speak on it, because just the videos that I've watched, the alt arts seem to have good luck, but who knows. I do know the cards do grade pretty well. The EV Japanese box have lower pull rates. That's why more expensive. Interesting. So the alt arts pull rates are just harder to get. I'm not seeing anything really definitive. I'll have to do some more research outside of this, Bo. But I gotta assume you're accurate on it, considering the prices are so expensive. But still, I mean, even with the prices being so expensive, we know there's at least a guarantee of, like, a secret being pulled. You're still getting decent value off of the rainbows, but I guess they are, I don't know. Yeah, but then you're not getting the bulk value, and if you're only getting one, yeah, it's really alt art or bust then. Yeah, that's tough, man. It's alt art or bust. But what about an Umbreon PSA 10? I mean, what's the value on that at least? 146? Oh. Yeah, so it really is alt art or bust. What Pokemon region would you want to live in? Sinnoh. Duh. It's my favorite. I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like Alola. Alolan. Just pray you don't pull the Gordy full art box. Yikes, bro. That'd be so sad. But hey, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We're at the 2-hour mark. So it is time to get out of here. Just wanted to ask everyone, of course, as always, smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys so much. Can't thank you enough. I wouldn't be here without you all. But yeah, I had a really fun time, as always, answering all your questions and discussing everything with y'all. But as always, thank you guys all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you